Hey Blocksters, welcome to the Blockchain Hustler, a show where we talk to the leading founders, creators, celebrities, and disruptors who are hustling in Web3. Today's guest is Marcus Feistl. Marcus is the Chief Operating Officer of Limewire. Limewire, if you don't remember, was the notorious peer-to-peer file sharing software that used to give people access to millions of free songs. And after being shut down 12 years ago, Limewire has now been resurrected as a music NFT marketplace and is planning to bring digital collectibles to everybody. Marcus, thank you so much for joining us on the Blockchain Hustler today.
Hi, Kelly. Thanks for having me. Yeah, really excited to be here, actually.
So excited to dive in, and I'm so excited that Limewire is back. Wow, what a nostalgic name to hear again. It's very exciting, and as a millennial myself, this is very exciting. Just hearing it again, yeah, it's crazy. What has been the public reaction to your team that you guys have received since announcing the resurrection of Limewire?
Yeah, it's been really exciting so far, to be fully honest. I mean, we had the idea of bringing that brand back sometime last year. I've been working on this for quite some time. But we haven't, like, our expectations were by far exceeded, to be fully honest, because obviously we were playing with the nostalgia and all the idea around bringing that brand back, which also rings some bells and I think has a pretty good overlap with the crypto industry nowadays, because a lot of people that used to use Limewire back in the day, in like the early 2000s, are now very deep into the crypto and NFT space. So we just saw a very natural overlap in what we're doing today. But the feedback so far has been pretty astonishing. So a lot of media coverage. We've built a very big email waitlist on our drops quite early on. So really exciting to see how nostalgic people still feel about the brand there.
Oh my gosh, that is so incredible. And the new Limewire has no affiliation with the original Limewire. So can you give us the distinctions between the old Limewire and then this new NFT marketplace?
Yeah, so this is really, really important to understand probably. So the old marketplace, including, or the old peer-to-peer file sharing platform, including the entity and all the team, that has pretty much shut down in 2011. And the company that we now created is completely new. It's a new team, it's a new entity, it's a new legal structure. What we did pretty much is purchase the domain, which was still available. That was actually with a former employee of Limewire, of the initial platform. We also purchased all the social media accounts. So it's the same brand asset, so to say, at its essence. But what we create now is an NFT marketplace dedicated for the music industry. So we are again playing in the music field, same industry, same universe, I would say. But now really focusing on NFTs, on digital collectibles in the space, much rather than peer-to-peer file sharing.
Interesting. Okay, perfect. And why was it important for your team to use the nostalgic Limewire brand to connect audiences and fans and music lovers to Web3?
Our goal from the very beginning was really to get the music and NFT space together to the mainstream. So I think especially in NFTs, what we've seen last year with these crazy price increases and lots of the especially PFP collections, those profile picture collections that have been surging in prices like crazy, is that it was still catered for a very small community. So I think if you would even check on OpenSea how many people are creating these crazy trade volumes every day, it's a very small group of people with a lot of heavy Ethereum bags, I would say. And I think it hasn't really arrived at the mainstream yet. So our idea from the very beginning was, let's take that to the mainstream. Let's do what many of the crypto platforms like Coinbase, for instance, did with crypto investing, and make it as simple and as easy as possible. And what could be better than using such a mainstream brand like Limewire, which is really very, very well known in the music space, to make that mainstream approach happen. So that was really the mix of like both worlds, pretty much, the mainstream together with the brand and the technical capabilities of the NFT and crypto space.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Like the future of Limewire is here and now. That's crazy. And you've already announced some massive partnerships, which is really exciting, some of which align perfectly with the nostalgic era of the original Limewire, like Blink-182 82 drummer Travis Barker. Tell us about what fans can expect from Travis Barker's music NFTs on Limewire.
Yeah, so I mean, in general, the drops are very, very diverse, I would say. So it really depends on completely on the artist, what they want to deliver to their fan base, what they see as useful. What is really exciting about the Travis Barker drop, which will happen soon, is that fans can not only get the NFT, which is as a digital collectible, by the way, like an animation of his drum set, but they can also get the actual physical drum set. So the NFT owner will get the drum set that Travis Barker is using to record his music, which I think is a very nice and great combination of the physical world and physical benefits together with a big digital part of NFTs. And that's exactly also our approach, how to connect it to the mainstream and how to like make people aware of NFTs as such, which is not only the digital ownership, but also some sort of connection to a physical experience, which definitely helps understanding the technology behind it, in my opinion.
That's crazy. The like IRL utility of it, that's super exciting. When can fans expect the Travis Barker drop?
It will happen in a couple of weeks. We haven't announced the final drop date yet. So usually we really build up a lot of excitement with the announcement of the drop date. Then we do a lot of marketing around it. So I can't really comment on the exact date yet, but it's not, you shouldn't be worried. There's not a long waiting time left for the drop. Yeah.
Okay, great. Oh, that's so exciting. And then also you have Brandy, which is another nostalgic, obviously iconic singer. And then Soulja Boy was like so hilarious with the marketing and the videos. What can we expect from both of their drops?
Again, very diverse. So really very, I would say, individual utility driven towards their fan base. With Soulja Boy, we already did a partnership that was really exciting. With a free NFT giveaway for the top 10,000 people on our email waitlist. So the first 10,000 people that really registered for the email waitlist once we relaunched, they got a free NFT drop, and that was actually accompanying like a unique song which is called Limewire. So it's a separate song that Soulja Boy really just made for the Limewire relaunch, which the 10,000 top inviters of our email waitlist pretty much got for free. So really exciting stuff around that. There's also some more exciting stuff to come with Soulja Boy, which we will also announce soonish, because he obviously is such a integral part of the old Limewire and also of the NFT community. So we thought it's like common sense that the two have to partner again, in my opinion. Yeah.
Wow, I love it. So iconic. And can you explain how Limewire NFTs both benefit the artists and then also the fans, and just how Limewire's music NFT marketplace differs from others that are out there in Web3?
So especially for the artists, I think it's a very simple to use platform also for the smaller ones as a self-service platform. So what we really try to achieve is to give everyone the opportunity to upload their projects, to upload their music NFTs if they want, without going through the hustle of not understanding how NFTs as such work or how the crypto world works. So it's really an easy to use self-service platform. You pretty much get guided through in several steps. There's lots of options from different collection types you can use, from like the typical mystery boxes, which a lot of marketplaces are doing, but also one-of-one collections or one of many collections. So very simple to use for them. So everybody can pretty much submit their own collections. That's the one. And on the other side, for the user base, we're really concentrating on mainstream adoptability. So that goes really from top to bottom. So from the website itself, how it's designed, I think it looks much more like a usual marketplace would look like in the Web2 world, and not so much like a typical Web3 platform, which is very dark usually and very catered towards the rabbit hole users, I would say. And at the same time, also the processes are pretty simple. So payment methods include credit card purchases, for instance. We will also integrate bank transfers very soon. But at the same time, you can also just pay by crypto, and very soon also connect your wallet through MetaMask, like everybody's used to, which pretty much allows everybody and every type of user to use that platform on their own needs, pretty much.
Okay, amazing. And you said that it's the drops are like pretty diverse for each artist. What can fans expect, if you can just go through the main utility behind these NFTs?
So I would say around half of the headline artists, like really the larger ones, I would say, that we are working with are really dropping exclusive music on Limewire, which is quite exciting, I think. So that can be specific songs with early access, so they get actually released on Limewire a few weeks before they get released on the big streaming platforms, for instance. Some of them are also releasing one individual song as part of an entire album, so you can purchase the album through the regular retail, I would say, and then get that one single song as a limited edition only on Limewire. So that's, I would say, the one side of or the one typically content piece that you can get. But what we're also working on a lot, as I've said before, together with Travis Barker, for instance, is these real life experiences. So a lot of the NFTs are also connected to meet and greets with the artists. They can be lifetime access to the concerts, backstage tickets. It can be a listening in session to the studio when they are recording music. So really something you wouldn't get anywhere like easily, something that's really hard to access, and something that's also very interesting to trade on a secondary market, obviously. Because if I get hold of a lifetime experience that is really unique and really just catered to what this one artist, and I want to get hold of it, the only way might actually be to get it on the secondary market.
Oh, that is so epic for Travis Barker fans and all the fans of these music artists that'll have Limewire NFTs. Like, it's just next level access, and that's incredible. And I also saw that Limewire has their own original NFTs with some insane IRL perks. I know you guys recently partnered with two of like the biggest clubs in the world. Can you talk to me about those NFTs and the utility behind them?
Yes, that's a really exciting one, our Limewire Originals collection. So that's pretty much the only collection where we as Limewire also act as a creator on our own platform. The idea of the Originals collection is really it's a limited edition collection of only 10,000 pieces. So far, we've minted the first 1,000, and we will always mint them in batches together with certain events, which could be partnerships, like you just mentioned. And the idea of the collection is really to bring together people that are excited about the music industry as such, but also together with that nostalgia around Limewire and everything, like all the history we bring with us. So far we have around 1,000 Limewire original owners, and the utility pieces at the moment are really catered again towards real life experiences. So we had our first event in New York where all the Limewire original owners were invited. It was free access and open bar for them. We were pretty much having the kickoff party. We just recently partnered with Ushuaia and High. Those are the two biggest clubs in Ibiza here in Europe. Ushuaia and High, like especially High, I think was just recently ranked as the #1 club globally. So pretty exciting actually. And Limewire original owners will get free access as a guest list, perk, so to say, in both clubs for the rest of the season. So I think pretty exciting stuff. We also just had our launch party in Ibiza, so the second one. The first one in Europe at Ushuaia this Sunday, so just a few days ago, where original owners again were invited for free with an open bar. So everything catered towards getting these people together and providing them a lot more utility than just owning a digital art piece.
Mm-hmm. That is beyond epic. And probably the majority of Gen Z has not heard of Limewire or has maybe no nostalgic connection to the original brand. How is the Limewire of today, would you say, cultivating a new generation of Limewire fans?
That's a very good question. I think it strongly depends, at least it's our assumption still, and from what it looks like, that strongly depends also on the artists we're working with. So a lot of the traffic that is coming is obviously also coming from the fan base of the individual artists. There is certainly a big overlap with a lot of people that are aware of the history of Limewire and what it initially was, and know the brand. But I definitely agree, especially the younger generations, they don't necessarily know what Limewire is. But that's not a bad thing, right? I think that's something that every NFT platform somewhat has to work around, because pretty much most of them are brands that are not known in the mainstream yet. So I think the difference is really that we have the advantage of being like, at least it rings a bell with most of the people that are somewhat associated with the crypto industry. And for all the other target groups, we just have to do like our homework just as any other NFT marketplaces.
Mm-hmm. So true. And how do you believe the NFTs overall will evolve the music industry as a whole?
That's a very exciting question. So I think just in general, the space is so early still. There's so much opportunity, and also something we see just in the diversity of how the collections are being created and what the utility pieces behind these are, that there is like lots of options where the space could go. I think for the moment, and that's definitely what we are seeing on our platform as well, one of the biggest movements is really that it's an additional way of engaging with fans and with the artist's fan base, because they can deliver so much more than just the regular music on the streaming platforms or just the social media posts on their channels. So the utility pieces paired with real life perks, paired with lifetime access to a certain events, or also just being part of a community of 10,000 NFT holders, for instance, which is really like the super fan base of that artist. I think that's a completely different experience to what most of the platforms currently deliver. But in the future, there's a lot more. I think rights holding is a big topic. So that could be something where the space really develops at some point. I think also collaboration of artists and splitting revenues on platforms is so much easier with NFTs and smart contracts. But that also means a pretty lengthy process in mainstream adoption, so that everybody's really using the technology, which is still a pretty long way to go, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So much possibility. And we know that Travis Barker's drop is coming up. What else does Limewire have coming up next that fans can expect that you can talk about?
We have a couple of really big headliners lined up, I would say. The first drop is something we actually announced this week. So it's going to be a UK artist. I can't really tell too much, to be honest, but the drop is going to happen soonish. So yeah, definitely stay close and stay tuned. Check the Limewire platform out in the next days. That's going to be an interesting one, and one which is also, as you just said, much more, I would say, rather for the younger generation. So very exciting one also to see how our brand works in that regard. But a really interesting one I'm super excited about, to be honest. On all the other drops that are coming in the future, I wouldn't comment too much on them because we haven't announced all the timelines at this point. And we obviously want to play around with the excitement once everything is out. But yeah, there's a lot more to come. So I think we have a pretty good roster signed of headline artists. And what we're also doing and what we are working on is getting smaller and emerging artists on the platform on a continuous basis. So it's really not only about the big artists that obviously have a big followership already, but Limewire will also be a lot about the smaller artists and giving them a platform to work on their fan base.
That's incredible. The diversity of artists from small independent to mainstream icons, that's huge. I'll definitely be keeping posted on all things Limewire. Can you tell the Blocksters how they can get their hands on some NFTs and keep up with what Limewire has in store, where they can follow?
So the simplest is really to visit limewire.com if you just want to check it out. We have a couple of soon coming and dropping artists on there already. So you can see Travis Barker, for instance. You can see Brandy, which are coming soon. If you really want to stay tuned and super close, the best way is to either sign up or create an account, because we frequently get emails with the new drops in Limewire already. Or you just come to our Discord. There's a community of over, I think, like 33,000 Discord members already, which are all hyped about music NFTs. So if you want to get some input on a deeper level, that's definitely the place to be. And we always announce all the artist drops and utility pieces early on Discord with our community. So that's the #1 place to be for early information next.
Okay, perfect. Good to know. Hopping in the Discord immediately. Thank you so much, Marcus, for your time. I really appreciate it. Gosh, Limewire is back. It's happening. I'm so excited. We really appreciate all of your insight today on the Blockchain Hustler.
Perfect. Thanks, Kaylee. Thanks for having me. And yeah, looking forward to what's coming next with Limewire.